I just have to connect with you. How are you? You doing okay? Hi. Yeah. Hi. Hey. Someone's waving. So, the title of today's conversation is, what the heck is it? It's the prospering power of love. Anytime I think I know what it is, I really just need to become self-emptied and God-filled. And that's what my prayer is as I kind of re-enter with you today, as if I ever really was away, because it really didn't feel like I was. You can't really separate yourself from those you love. We know that, right? Many of us sitting here right now, there are many people that we love that are not in our physical presence. But we yearn for them. And we know them in an instant when we bring them to our mind and to our heart and into our consciousness. And I gotta tell you, what I get to do with you here is like an amazing gift. And it's just not the same without you, you know? And so we go on our excursions and on our journeys in life, but we carry everyone we love with us. Everyone. That is what love is. That is how expansive it is. There you are, friends. Good to see you. That's how expansive love is, that love's embrace is incomprehensible to the human mind, to the mind that believes that it's a body, to the mind that believes that there can be separation. It's incomprehensible in a world that sees otherness and projects it and carves the earth in boundaries that we must pass through in order to get to the other side where we find more and more and more of ourselves. There's no difference out there in the world, that we are all the same, that we are all family. And we get to practice that right here. And the prospering power of love is actually the title of a book that I thought, well, I really love the title, so that's going to be my talk title for October 16th when I come back from vacation. And I'll read the book while I'm on vacation, and I'll be inspired. And you know, we're going to say that the theme for the month is prosperity and opulence and abundance. And so I go away, I leave on September 25th, thinking everything is all set and ready for my departure. And so, you know, I go and I know I leave the community in great and capable hands. And the way that the universe works, that our best laid plans get wiped out in some way, or at least the human mind can think that. I started thinking, what a horrible theme for the month. Prosperity and abundance. When a hurricane comes through and wipes clean many people of their possessions and even of their life. What a horrible, horrible topic for us to be discussing. And maybe from afar I can retract it and say, no, that's not what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about something else, right? Because, you know, sometimes we question the way things are. And I'm here to tell you, the more that I have had to sit with the way things are, that I couldn't be here. Gosh, I moved here a little bit over a year ago to Southwest Florida, and I choose to go on vacation, and I leave my community, and a hurricane hits, like just about as direct as you can get. And I'm on the other side of the world. And it was awful, like it was worse for me than anybody else. But I mean, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that it was agonizing at times not to be here. Like, that's what we want for our family and the people that we love. We want to be there for them, with them, when something happens, when something devastating strikes. And it was a very interesting experience, the juxtaposition of being on a cruise, which clearly had my perception of opulence and prosperity and food and like all of the stuff available, when knowing something was going on here. It was odd, it was weird, it was interesting. And what I know is that I texted somebody who, I started texting people and just saying, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" Because I couldn't really connect directly with people. And slowly over time, began to hear, yes, I'm okay. No, I'm not. I lost everything. And yet I'm okay, right? Like this news was coming back, and it was very different from the news that was playing, that maybe you guys weren't even getting, that was focused on the horror of what might be going on. And I just remember thinking and feeling like I wanted to say, I'm so sorry I'm not there. I'm so sorry I can't be there with you, right? And somebody texted me and said, that you are. That you are. And it was as if you knew this was happening, and everything that you talked about before you left is what I'm using to get through this. Yeah? Pardon me? Yeah. 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 Isn't Spirit wonderful? Bam. Bam. And so when that person wrote that to me, I knew that everything was okay, that I was in the right and perfect place, and so was everybody else. And that Spirit doesn't change up on us, and spiritual truths don't change on us. And the very same principles that we speak of with regard to opulence, with regard to prosperity, with regard to the prospering power of love still apply in these situations. And how do I know that this is true? Because you have demonstrated it. You have demonstrated and lived the principles. Right? How do I know that it's true? That from afar, news of everybody coming together and the staff and the team and volunteers and the community coming together, such that the campus, the sanctuary that we call the campus, and the sign that says, "Come here, have peace and experience a reprieve," that you loved it enough to come here and to gather here and to clean it up, and to prepare it to receive everybody that first Sunday. And that the words and the message that God bless my ministerial assistant, Kathleen, for being on the platform, that day, and Brother T for saying, gosh, how did you know to make the title, The Light Has Come? And then in the service, the light comes on. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. And at the very same time that was happening, myself and my travel partner were in Dublin, I think. We had been to a pub. It was very early in the morning here, but we had already been to a pub in Dublin. I'd never been to a pub in Dublin before. I gotta tell you, it's a different kind of church. I gotta tell you, churches everywhere, and there was a nice vibe and a sense of belonging, and people singing all together from different cultures. Bye bye, Miss American Pie. And we're all singing it together, and I'm like, this is church too. And I'm like, this is awesome, this is cool. And then we go to get some lunch. And there's this weird thing that happens when you become a minister of a community. It's like something happens, you're connected in a way. And we took a breath together. And I said, I don't know why, I just feel like it's time to be still. And we sat at the table. And we sat and we breathed together. And we looked at the clock. And we had to calculate, because the time kept changing, an hour forward, an hour back, an hour forward, an hour back. And it was 10 o'clock here. And we sat there for maybe 5 minutes. And we just prayed and held vigil because we were connected with you. And you can't make that stuff up. It was right at this, when all of you were here. The prospering power of love. It's not only a decision, it's only a decision if you think you're separate from it. And in our human experience, we think that we're separate from it. But thank goodness we have Spirit, Holy and Divine Holy Spirit, nothing more than our right mind, that in a moment, the human mind cannot comprehend how we are together, but Spirit does. That in love's embrace, which is beyond belief and imagination, we are together and we are one. Like, you get that, right? And that as that passed, another era came, and there were individuals who are like, we have to help. The prospering power of love is that we have to help. We have to meet the need of our community. And our staff started making phone calls, and individuals said we need to be outreaching. And the prospering power of love met the need and continues to meet the need. This is love. This is the prospering power of love. And how it works is what we do every day. You see, because we are human, but we're having an experience of being human. We're really divine. Like, it's kind of goofy, I'm Christ, but I'm human. I'm divine, but I'm, having this experience. And in this realm of duality, in this realm where we still have a split mind about things, that we have to take a breath because our humanity gets afraid of what our eyes are seeing and beholding. And we have to take a breath and close the body eyes and turn from the news and turn away for a moment and turn within to Spirit. We practice it all the time, and we take that good breath. And we breathe in and we breathe out, and we breathe in the breath of God, and we breathe out love. Because that is what we are, who we are, and how we serve. And when we take the moment to connect in our divine identity, and we ask, Are you there? My heart's breaking right now. I know I need to do something, be something. What is the truth? And we listen. And we ask, how am I to serve? What am I to say? What am I to do? And love's embrace. How can I be love's embrace? And as we listen and surrender our best human ideas and open to receive what descends into our consciousness is something about love and something about the unique gifts that you have that become activated and prosper when we offer them upon the altar and allow Spirit to use us. Use me, God. How am I to serve? Where am I to be? And I got to tell you, it looks different for each and every one of us. For some of us, it's to be out in the world, meeting the physical need. For some of us, it's to be here doing something of love, preparing the sanctuary to receive our community so that there is a place for us to have respite. For others, it's to ensure that people are fed. For others, it's to hold the high watch and not to move an inch out in the world of appearances, but to be the keeper of the flame and the vigil. That our prayer chaplains do. That hold the space. And however you are called is absolutely perfect, but remember, you are called. We are all called. And the simple answer is yes. The simple answer is yes. And God, who is large and in charge in our experience of life, will move through you in perfect ways such that you recognize where you are to give and extend love. Let God, let Spirit, let love be large and in charge in our lives. Let us be the living, breathing embodiment of what we came here to be. I love how Rumi continues. I've used the guest house so much. But what I teach is that this life, just as it isn't, hurricane, no hurricane, is extraordinary, is magnificent, and it's here to serve us in our awakening. Everyone in here, whether you actually know it or not, I'm just going to tell you, whether you actually are conscious of it or not, has said, bring me home. And the bring me home isn't to a heaven that is after a death. No, it's bring me home to who I am, what I am right now. And the moment you utter that just once, all of creation conspires for that to happen. And sometimes it looks like a hurricane. And for some of us, it looks like, gee, I'm okay. And for others, it looks like what the Rumi poem says, that it has cleared you of all of your furniture and all of your, it literally says that. I like printed it. It says, even if it's a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, Rumi, still treat each guest honorably. it, he, she may be clearing you out for some new delight. So we hold those in a compassionate embrace who have had their homes cleared, lives washed out, because we know that the body is not the keeper of life, and neither are the homes, and neither are the belongings and the things of form, because what is birthed in time and form ends in time. But that we are the beings of eternality, of the eternal. And so we compassionately embrace one another. What is compassion? What is compassion? Compassion is to sit with another, is to be with another when it seems as if all has been washed away. And you meet them where they're at. And it's not the time to say, well, there is no loss. It's not the time to say, it's fleeting. It is the time to just be a presence and love. And in that presence and in that loving, you're maintaining the truth. I know who they are. I know what they are. I know how they serve. There is no loss. There's only gain. And you hold that in your consciousness while you companion and love and meet the need that is presented. And that is what this community is doing. I've got to tell you, being human is a dicey proposition, and it doesn't matter where you go. You can be in Southwest Florida and there can be a hurricane. And you can be far away from those you love and have a unique experience in that way. And you can be sitting on a ship with that odd juxtaposition of classical music and bands and opulent food. And you know that the people you love are without something. And you can enjoy it, but at the same time, you're aware something else is happening, right? It's just an interesting experience. And on this particular ship, there was tea time. There was tea time. At 4 o'clock, there was tea time. And that was something to do because they had the most amazing scones. I got tea, but I don't have scones with curdled something and something, and it was like yummy and good, and it's opulent and it's given. And they have a string quartet that plays while you're eating your scone and sipping your tea. And those who were giving of their gifts, I came to learn, all 4 of them are from Ukraine. All 4 of them. And they set up and they play their music and they give their gift. And I had to wonder, what is it like for them to be doing what they're doing when their country is being bombed? This being human is a dicey proposition, my friends. We have hurricanes that we name and we claim when we name them. We have diagnoses, not unlike, and we have a community member here named Ian, and I just, Hurricane Ian, level 4, category whatever, right? Cancer, stage 4. Oh, it's horrible, right? These are things that we experience here. How do we reconcile it? The same way we reconcile every condition, in everything that comes our way. Through the spiritual teaching that we talk about every Sunday here. That love is our decision. That we're here for a ride, and sometimes it's a hell of a ride. All right, speaking of hell of a ride, yeah, I'll let that one go. It's kind of a funny little story, but we'll let that go. Mario, the driver, took me on a hell of a ride around a mountain that I just thought, oh my God, this guy doesn't know where he's going. He has no clue where we're going. Happiest person I've ever met. Happiest person I ever met. And in this car with a couple other people teaching, I just went into teaching. I know nothing. I did my Sergeant Schultz. And this Portuguese man loved it. And as he was driving in circles around this mountain, not finding our destination, he's like, I know nothing. I know nothing. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I know. I'm the one who gets car sick, remember? I'm like, yeah, I know, like, anyway. But it was funny. Life as a human is precarious. Life as Christ is triumphant. We attune to that Christ, to that awakened self. Continuously, we repeat ourselves because it's worth repeating, because we must remember this truth that sets us free. That this experience is poignant, is triumphant, is despairing. Yeah, it's like all of it. It's like all of it. But the only choice there ever is to choose, to decide to be love and to return to our divine nature with every breath and every pause. The prospering power of love, that as we give love, it expands, it increases, it returns, and we give it again. We don't own it. It's who we are. It's what we are. And it's how we serve. So take a breath with me. You know, I just wrote some notes just because I thought I ought to. I really did. I thought it seemed like, well, that's what I need to do. I need to write some notes. I just pray that whatever came through just now somehow served you, somehow met a need, that somehow that you feel filled up in some way so that you can breathe in, so that we can breathe out the love that we are and come together as family, as community. Because I say that what we do here is the most important thing that we can do. It's what calibrates us to be out in the world in the most powerful way. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being willing to remember who you are, what you are, how you serve. Thank you for giving love's embrace to one another and to our world. And when the things of form are all cleared up and tidied up again, there is always more love to give in this world. Always. It's how we live. It's how we breathe. It's how we pray.